Wonderful. All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Pastor Willie Lightfoot. I am the founder and the chairman of the Rock Against Gun Violence Coalition. Welcome each and every one of you, all of our partners, family, and the community. This particular session is being streamed on the Prayer House COGBF Church of God by Faith YouTube website or YouTube page, excuse me. And if anyone wants to like, follow, or share, we'll also make sure that we have our media team under the direction of Vice President Harris share it on our Facebook page as well, and also our Twitter page. And we do have an Instagram page too. So all of this information we typically like to post on all of those platforms. This is our monthly meeting. This group obviously have been meeting for over 8 years monthly. Hybridly, sometimes we meet in person. Lately, it's been online, and we're so grateful to have an array of partners that have joined with us, and we're excited about what God is doing and how He is allowing us to be a part of the record number of decrease of shootings and homicides in the city of Rochester. Just recently seeing the mayor's report, and we feel like we are a part of that work, and we're so grateful. Of course, one homicide is one homicide, one shooting is one shooting too many, but nonetheless, we're going in the right direction as far as numbers. Typically, what we do, ladies and gentlemen, when we open up our meetings is we have a moment of silence to honor and remember the victims that have been impacted by violence in our city and in other communities as well. So if you wouldn't mind joining me, please, sir, please, ma'am, in just a brief moment of silence. Thank you. All right, folks. You should have your agenda should be in the chat. If you just joined the meeting, then we'll repost it again because sometimes when you're joining in, you may not receive the same information that was posted prior to you logging into the Zoom. But we'll go right down. If there's anybody first time, Brother Rob, I think this may be your first time. If you're able to unmute, I see you're driving. If you're able to unmute, and introduce yourself. We'd love to hear about you and where you come from and why you're joining our family. Is anyone hearing him?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, sir.
Hear you now? Okay. All right. Yes, lovely technology. Greetings, everyone. How you doing?
Greetings.
Uh, thank you. It's a warm one. It's a beautiful day, and I my first time being here, and I'm honored to be here. My name is Rasta Kim Hudson, but most people call me Rob. I'm the founder and CEO of Father Torch. Uh, a GAP service that deals with mentorship, especially primary to fathers, and even primary, I should say, to men, really, but directly and targeted purposely for Black and brown men, especially, but men in general, fathers in general. And my devotion and care of doing such works is to get the men them back to not only just physical and mental stability, but emotional and spiritually back in alignment, and to help us to get it to a healthier lifestyle, healthier thinking, healthier speaking and walking.
Awesome.
That's me in a
Well,
nutshell.
welcome, Rob. That's thank you. That's a lot. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being with us, and welcome to the family. Is there anyone else's first time? If you would unmute and feel free to introduce yourself. Okay, wonderful. All right. Well, we'll go right down our list through our agenda, starting with the Office of Violence Prevention. I did see Miss or is Zeke on the call? If not, all right, we'll keep moving. Is anybody here from the Office of Violence Prevention? All right, we'll go to RPD. Sergeant Collins.
Yep. Good evening. So I'll start right off for April 26th. For handguns, we had 28. Long guns, we had 0. Ghost guns, 0. Homicides to date, 2. As you mentioned, Willie, that's too many, but still encouraging to see that number so low. And we pray as the weather gets nicer that continues to stay just like it is and no more violence. Shootings, 34, and shooting victims, 38. 38 criminal possession of a weapon arraignment in Monroe County. 11 individuals were held without bail. 24 individuals had cash bond or bail set. Of these cases, 7 individuals had cash bail set at 5,000 or 5,500 or less, and 1% individual released with non-monetary condition. And that's it.
Anybody have any? Thank you, Sergeant Collins. Anybody have any questions for Sergeant Collins?
Hey, Willie, I'm just going to add to that real quick. I'm quite proud of the fact that Sergeant Collins is going to be taking over. He's a great guy, and he's doing a great job relaying the information. I want everybody to remember that when the email comes out, the demographics and a little bit of other information, year-to-date totals and things like that with the actual guns will be on the email. We just don't get into that on the call because it just takes way too long.
Understood. Understood. Yeah, and we sent that out this morning. Dassey did send out the email, that information. We appreciate that. And we know that every time we have one of these meetings or when we get extensive into our information on our sub data committee as well, we're always seeing new data points that we always are interested in or various ones are interested in. And we're going to be working on those data points or ones that we feel are somewhat gaps, if you will, in our current system. When we start to, if we get to that point where we're building out the data hub or lake house, those will be things that we'll be looking to consider in that platform. So I just wanted to put that out there as well too, because I know Kathy is not here. Kathy typically has questions in regards to some of the data that we receive, and I just wanted to point that out, that that's an ongoing, consistent learning process for all of us, I think, when we talk about the different data points in regards to shootings, violence, and gun violence.
Awesome. Copy that.
Thank you, sir. Let's move on down. Crisis intervention. I think I said Mr. Leah on the call.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I do not have a whole lot to report because we
That's fine.
reported out April numbers earlier this month.
That's right.
We are currently working on 2 homicides. The one that happened a couple of weeks ago, and then we have one that's outstanding from April. It did not happen in the city of Rochester, but we are sometimes called upon to assist with outlying areas as well. Although those areas are outside of our area of service, we do not turn anyone away, and the mayor completely supports that. And so we are assisting with one that occurred in Arundecoit in April. The other thing that we have that's new in place is a dashboard that the Rochester Police Department so kindly created for us in order for us to receive our domestic incident reports in a more timely manner, so we can have those reports closer to the time that they actually occurred. We understand that the longer we wait to provide outreach to domestic violence survivors, then the more risk they are at. And so we want to make sure, and with our partnership with RPD, really through all of our teams, we're just working collectively to try to do the best that we can to make sure that our work is timely.
Well, you said you didn't have a lot, but that's a bombshell. What you just dropped to me is a bombshell, being that in these conversations we've had in the past, we kept saying we got to do more about our domestic violence. What more can we do? So it sounds like you went right into that. You're working on bettering the processes for domestic violence. We're still looking at ways, in any which way we can help and assist any one of our partners or all of us collectively, however we can help in that. Of course, we're always committing that to prayer, but that's huge, because you're absolutely right. Timing is everything when it comes to domestic violence. So I appreciate anybody have any questions for Ms. Ali? And I also want to say this and take an opportunity to make sure that, since I have some of you on the call, because when I saw the press conference from the mayor, I saw some of you a part of that. And I just want to say, thank you again for the work that you do collectively, everyone doing. This, to me, has been a collaborative effort, a partnership amongst many people that are working in all different spaces in my opinion, that is collectively has helped to see the numbers that we're seeing in Rochester as far as the decline. And so many of the individuals are been a part of this coalition and or have been as a result of the coalition. And
Mhm.
I'm just grateful, to be honest with you, for the work that we do. I say no one person can take the credit for this. We give glory to God, and then we also look at the collective of the partnership of the many people working in many spaces around this topic. And I'm just so grateful for all of the work that you all do. And I say thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Ureth, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I had a question for Ms. Henton. With that dashboard, is that public information or is any of that information on your public dashboard?
No, that is not a public facing dashboard. And the public dashboard that we currently have in place for crisis services only publishes the data from the person in crisis pick team right now. So no, that
Okay.
information is not public, although the DIRs might be on the RPD data. I'm not sure. But you could ask one of our reps from RPD.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you look into that, Sergeant Collins, and get back to us maybe?
Sure. Can you? I couldn't hear part of it. Well, which she wants to know if it's public facing and how they can make it public facing.
She wants to know if information regarding like the data around DIRs, the domestic reports.
Yep.
I don't know what data is available, but that's what the question was about.
And they want to know if it's available to the public, if we can make that available.
We didn't get that far, but she wanted to know if it was. I'm sure it would be great if it was available.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look into that and I'll get that back to you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for Miss Aaliyah? Lewis, AMR.
Hello. It's obvious that the weather gets warmer. The streets get busier. Really, there has been quite a few assaults. A lot of things going on. Family troubles, as RPD says, are always the most dangerous. We've been doing okay. Our medics that were assaulted a couple months ago, one might have a career-ending injury from that event. Unfortunately, she ended up with some fractures in her neck that I can't say for sure, but I can say that it's probably a career-ending injury. So she's nursing herself back with that, with support, of course, from AMR. Like I said, the streets are just starting to pick up. They're very dangerous for everybody involved, officers, first responders, fire, police, and EMS. I mean, 911's doing their job to try to keep us as safe as possible as well. But as we know, as the weather gets warmer, unfortunately, people just can't sit on the front porch and eat ice cream and enjoy the weather. So, I know I do my fair share of eating ice cream anyway. But otherwise than that, sir, everything's been pretty good. On the report that we had discussed a couple months ago, I did speak with Sergeant Collins, and I felt that the most accurate number, I felt that fire and even AMR's numbers will not be accurate because we have a lot of people that get dropped off at the hospitals in private vehicles, which the only way we would know is when it shows up in the media. The only one that has 100% knowledge of anyone that's even delivered to any ED with a GSW would be the police department, as the hospitals must report that to the police. So, I would hate to give muddy numbers because I think that defeats our purpose of being able to track things and really know what's happening. So I did talk with Sergeant Collins about this a few weeks ago, and we felt that the most accurate number comes from RPD, not anyone else.
Gotcha.
That's it for me.
Understood.
Wonderful. Well, just on the note of that ice cream, you haven't had ice cream unless you had Legia's in Spencerport.
Oh, wow. That's right. That's right.
Thank God I live 7 minutes and 36 seconds from there.
So, so
Oh,
shout out to them.
they just
That's
can't.
not fair. I got to share the location of that one now.
Well,
Yeah,
they
you
just
got to do
continued that
that, man. You got
Play-Doh
to do
ice
that.
cream from Luigi's. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, Lugia's, man.
That's Lyle Road and Elm Grove Road.
That's right,
Yes,
brother. You got it,
yes.
Rob. You got to check them out, man. You haven't had ice cream unless you had that.
Hey, we got to tell our friend that a small though is like a
You only need
large.
a kitty. You only need a kitty,
Kitty
brother.
cone, kitty cone.
Kitties are for kids. I eat a large myself,
No.
and it is the best Carvel's ice cream you can ever eat.
Oh boy.
Listen, I'm telling you all right now. Go there if you've never been there. Go there and order a large.
I'm
Just be
telling you,
hungry.
man. It's unbelievable. I'm gonna try to get back on track here.
Yeah,
You're gonna have me going there tonight. So
they're gonna send me the address so I can make a spell drive. You know,
we got you. We'll put it in the minutes. Dr. Shaley, Saini, you want to unmute and just give us an update on some of the things you got? You got a lot going on, different training sessions, etc.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're enjoying the weather. It's re-energizing. Hopefully it doesn't snow again. That being said, we have about 9 trainings coming up. I know you all are tired of hearing me talk about this, but it's so important because it's only for a limited amount of time. We're only going to be doing these for the remainder of the year. We're hoping on sustaining this project moving forward past this year. But what we are offering right now, we collaborated with Cure Violence Global, and we have trainers from Cure Violence Global with lots of experience in all facets of life, if you understand what I'm saying. And they teach the classes. We've got manager supervisor training, we've got outreach worker training, and we've got violence interrupter training. And each class is specialized to that type of field, but they all build on one another. And I did want to stress, we have a hospital responder course, whether you are a hospital responder or may one day become one. It is taught by an RN who does this. This is her job. She does it in Queens, New York, and that's where she helped build the program. It's offered twice this summer. So please, please, please contact me and take advantage of it. I know Dasi had attached our flyer to the email she sent out today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. I know everyone's tired of seeing my emails. I know everyone's tired of hearing me talk
We're not
about it.
tired. We're not tired.
So important. And there are several people on this call who have attended one, if not more, of the trainings, but also are signed up for future trainings. Again, please, please, please take advantage of them because we don't know. We're trying to keep it sustainable for after this year, but please try to sign up if you can. It is a week-long commitment, and I understand that is very difficult for a lot of people. But what you receive in information and knowledge and sharpening up skills that you may already have, for me, I will honestly say it's like I've sat through several of them, and it's like watching the same movie, but you learn something new or you see something different every single time. Ra, if you want to attest to what you've learned in our trainings really quick, I'd be very grateful to hear your comments and just your opinion on what we provide.
What I got, thank you. What I got mostly from the training is I got the humanized session of it, and also the correct or even the less of the political aspect of the training itself. Learning learning yourself so you can interact with others and interact with traumatized individuals or groups, as well as dealing with your own triggers. I mean, I've been through several trainings, and I like the fact that they incorporate unity. So it's not you did one better and you did one better. Everybody contributes, and there's unified. And everybody has a role to play, and every role is just as important. So that's it in a nutshell. Other than the trainers are awesome. They're some good brothers and good sisters. They are definitely always willing to be um, in the stage of learning, even though they are training. They are doing the training. They always in the stage of we can learn from you still as we are training that's going forward.
Thank you. And I just want to add, I can't name every agency off the top of my head, but we've had 20 agencies in Rochester currently doing this boots on the ground type of work, who have come to the 7 trainings that we've had so far, and we've got 10 more agencies on the horizon who will be attending the next 9 trainings. To name a few, we have Rise Up Rochester, people from Serve, 585 Snug, Pathways to Peace, Office of Violence Prevention, Advanced Peace. Those are just to name a few. I'm sorry if I've left you out and you're on this call. I just can't think of all the agencies right now, but it's been pretty amazing to interact with everyone who's come to these trainings at this level, because there always is, as you had said, Willie, you're always learning, you're always retaining, you're always changing, we're always a work in progress. And I did want to stress the collaboration that you keep mentioning at these meetings. This could not be done without collaborations. So just collaborating with Cure Violence Global, but also learning about everyone from these organizations who are doing the good work, or those who are interested in doing the good work, has been such an eye-opening and uplifting experience, because we are seeing a difference on what's happening in our city.
Awesome. Does anybody have any questions for Dr. Saini? All right. How's Eileen doing? Is she doing all right?
She is doing great. Thank you for asking. My 2-year-old miracle baby is doing very well. Willie Lightfoot baptized her, so he's especially bonded to her.
That's correct. All right, wonderful. All right, so thank you for all the work that you're doing. The training is good. People need it. Sounds like a lot of the partners are getting it. And for the community out there who's listening or may hear this later, just connect with myself or Daci, and we'll make sure that we get you that information if you want to be a part of any of that training that's being provided that was mentioned. My report is going to be very quick, very simple. Just want to kind of go over some of the dates that we got going on. We have quite a bit going on between ourselves and our partners. We're moving into, hopefully people got a chance to enjoy the Lilac Festival. We're moving into a very, very busy time of festivals and activities for our city. But I wanted to draw your attention. Hopefully, all of you would have gotten the information, the minutes of the meeting, of the last meeting. And as you know, as was said before, we are meeting a little bit quicker than we normally are, 30-day time frame between meetings. And that's because of Memorial Day. We wanted to move up. We didn't want to impede on people's holiday, obviously. And so we moved this meeting up for this month. The gun violence press conference for the gun trace data report, our second gun trace data report, is Wednesday, June 3rd at 10 a.m. in the atrium of City Hall. A very exciting time. We're extremely excited about that. That is a victory for the coalition and for our city to have its second gun trace data report that will be presented to the community by the mayor on June 3rd at 10 a.m. All of you are welcome. Please, from our coalition, please feel free to be a part of that. Our next data subcommittee meeting is June 8th at 5:30 on Zoom. Just to give you some information, I did reach out to Joseph, as I said I was going to do. Joseph did book the Lincoln Library for Saturday, September 6th from noon to 2 p.m. We're going to have a community forum there to talk about our data and possibly about the gun trace data report as well, and the potential of the data hub / lake house. So we'll go into more details on an agenda on that at our sub data committee, which will be on June 8th. On June 10th, I believe, is a violence presenter on Westfall Road from the county. Juma Sampson is the guest speaker. That's a county event on 111 Westfall Road. That information was sent to you on Rise Up has an event on June 27th. That information was sent to you as well. On June 5th, City will be doing at Parcel 5 Wear Orange Day from 4 to 8. I believe that event is happening at Parcel 5 on June 5th. July and August, the the coalition will be breaking for the summer, so we will not be meeting on July and August. However, when we come back on September 28th, which will be our next gun violence meeting, which will be after the September 26th community forum at the Lincoln Library, we should have a lot to discuss. On Monday, November 2nd, I was asked to do a second this time it wouldn't be a summit. It's going to be called a local action conference by the Clergy for Safe Cities. We did one 2 years ago. It was very successful. It was a gun violence summit, but now they're moved from calling it summit to a local action conference where we're bringing in experts from the God Squad, Clergy for Safe Cities, probably be at my church again from 8:30 to 4 p.m. More details to follow. So that's a save the date, November 2nd. It's basically a regional summit. We'll have people from all over, Buffalo, Syracuse, Albany, etc. And it should be a big day. And we can really talk about best practices and how we move this work forward regionally as well as locally. So save the date for Monday, November 2nd. So our 3 goals for this year, obviously were 4. The number 1 was transitioning from city council and government, obviously, to faith-based, which we've done successfully. The second piece was to the gun trace data report, which we're releasing on June 3rd, which was successful. And then the forum with the sub data committee and creating this data hub lake house. So we have a forum coming up in September. So we've been successful in moving that conversation forward, and we're going to be working very closely with the U of R and how we can grow that conversation and possibly build out that platform. And then the last piece was going to be our resource guide, which we're hoping to get finished before the end of the year. Next year, if it's the Lord's will be even more exciting as we build off our current and consistent progress that we've been having to really be talking about some programming things. And what I mean by that is programming that's existingly happening. Our resource guide hopefully will also be able to show those resources of our current partners in existence and the work that they do and how you can get connected with that, not only services, but the programs that are happening, as well as any initial gaps. I want to thank Miss Aaliyah Hinton Williams for connecting me or giving me the information about the chaplain response. I've already reached out to those folks. I'm setting up a meeting to have a conversation. My understanding is that that chaplain response is more geared towards law enforcement, health awareness, or like their services for health and wellness type of thing, even though they do service victims when needed, but it's not really centered around families and services for victims and families. That's not their like initial purpose. So I'm having those conversations. We're going to see how we can look at that, and if there's areas where we can beef that up, being that the coalition is moving more faith-based, we see an opportunity there where we may be able to help and assist in with our families from that faith-based lens. So that's something next year as we get all our research, and because again, we're not reinventing the wheel. We want to make sure if we're doing something, we're doing it that's going to be beneficial and that it's going to be supportive and that it will meet the needs of those who need it the most. Will be our focus. So that's kind of where we're at, and hopefully, prayerfully, we'll continue this decline of shootings and homicides within our city. We're going to continue to keep praying. We appreciate all the work that everyone's doing, and we realize that we have a lot more work to do, and we're going to continue to stay on the grind with that. Does anyone have any questions for me? I knew that was a lot of information, but most of it was sent out to you via email. And let's try to support as many of these events as we can, because there's a lot going on. Obviously, in Gun Violence Awareness Month of June, there's a lot of activities happening. Anybody have any questions for me? Oh, I also want to invite everyone, if you haven't registered or logged on, and if you have time tomorrow, this was also in your information that Dassy sent out today. I will be presenting, many of you know that I'm a part of that cohort from the Clergy for Safe Cities. That cohort is graduating as one of 20 people from different cities across the country, as well as Canada, different other country as well. And we will be there's a quarterly Clergy for Safe meeting, Zoom meeting tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I will be presenting on behalf of a capstone project that we're going to be doing at our graduation in June in Atlanta. And so this will be a peek of what's to come in Atlanta, and the projects that we're doing and the work that we've been doing with this Clergy for Safe City. So if you want to, it doesn't obviously cost you anything but some time. If you want to be a part of that, Dacia has sent out the information. Feel free to log on and listen into some great work that we're doing. And we're looking next year, we're really going to kick off some real powerful stuff that I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I promise you that this work is going to really take off after that local action conference that we have in November. Similar to how it took off after the summit we had 2 years ago. We saw a great energy as a result of that, and the coalition really grew. We also still have not forgot about doing our restructuring. I still want to do that, and I'm going to be reaching out to some of you individuals personally to consider different roles. Some of you are here at every meeting, you attend everything, and I just feel like I'd like to see you in more leadership roles with the coalition. So as we move forward and we build out what we look like going forward, I think that we have the right team to be able to do that. So I may be reaching out to some of you guys individually and ask if you would consider a more of a leadership role within the coalition over the next couple of months. But nonetheless, we're not rushing anything. We're taking our time to transition this work properly and making sure we're doing quality instead of quantity. So that's how we're moving. But does anyone have any? And I've kept the meetings on Zoom only for convenience purposes, because I just didn't want to lose the energy of trying to pull everyone out from their homes or whatever, and then we're getting 14 to 20 people on these calls, as opposed to when we meet in person we get 1 or 2 people. So it just seems to be more convenient for everyone and more productive. So that's why we continued in that manner. Any questions for me? No? We good? Everybody good?
You
All
meet your Luigi's.
Ice cream on Lewis. Ice cream on Lewis. All right. So, family, again, I can't thank you enough. Rochester is leading on so many areas. This is not something that we want to be proud of, as far as one violence and one shooting, one homicide is too many. However, when we begin to see our numbers going down and other communities' numbers are continually staying the same or going up, that is something we can be grateful for, and we need to continue to work to continue. Obviously, we're doing something right. Obviously, right? So we need to keep doing what we're doing. Nobody needs to stop anything of what you're doing. Whatever everybody's doing, keep doing it and keep doing it better. Okay? Because obviously collectively we're doing something right. And of course we're giving honor to the Most High as well, because clearly he's shining on us, because we're having less funerals, less trauma in our community, and we're grateful for that, truly. All right. So God bless each and every one of you. May God bless you. May God keep you, is always our prayer. And thank you for your time, your patience, and the work that you do. Thank you. Blessings. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Good
Good
night,
night.
everybody.
Good night.